The atmosphere in New England has changed, and you can feel it with every frame of Forged in Foxboro. From the opening shot to the final seconds of this 73-minute episode, it's crystal clear that the Patriots are embracing a new era, an era where the echoes of the past dynasty don't haunt the halls, but instead fuel a cultural revival. If you're a football fan in general or a Patriots diehard, this is not just content. It's a message, and that message is loud and clear. The Patriot way is back, and it's got a new face with a very familiar fire. The show kicks off with Mike Vrabel standing in front of the team. No glitz, no overproduction, just raw, honest football talk. And from that very first minute, you can feel the goosebumps rising. Vrabel doesn't speak like a coach trying to win over a room. He talks like a man on a mission, someone who's been forged in the same fire he's now asking these players to walk through. He brings a presence that's hard to describe, but impossible to miss. This is a guy who played through the golden age of New England football and now returns not just to honor the past, but to reignite it. When he speaks about building a culture, it isn't vague coach speak. It's deliberate. It's firm. He tells his players that the goal is to build something that everyone in the building, players, coaches, staff, wants to be a part of, wants to protect, and is proud of. He says he's proud of how they prepare, proud of how they practice, and proud of the effort they bring every single day. That's the tone setter. That's the North Star. And it's not just talk. Moments later, Vrabel is seen pulling a player into a blocking stance, physically testing him, not in a gimmicky way, but to show everyone what work ethic looks like. He doesn't care what someone did last year. He doesn't want to hear excuses or live in the rearview mirror. His only concern, today, tomorrow, the next snap, and that laser focus, that no-nonsense mentality, it feels like New England football is breathing again. You can already tell this is nothing like last year. Gone are the days of laid-back energy and lax locker room vibes. Players spoke openly in 2023 about a lack of discipline, about doing whatever they wanted. Not anymore. Vrabel is setting a tone that screams accountability. He's not here to be liked. He's here to win. And if you're not on board, you're not going to be around long. One of the most powerful moments in this episode is when he lays down the foundation of what this team is going to be about. Respect, honesty, trust, and accountability. These aren't just buzzwords. They are demands. He says if you mess up, you take responsibility. And if you mess up enough, you're gone. It's that simple, that clear, that refreshing. And this isn't just about barking orders. Vrabel gets it because he's been in the trenches. He played this game at a high level for 15 years. He wore this very uniform. He knows the standard because he helped set it. And now he's back to enforce it. The episode paints a clear picture of a team shifting its identity, not just through words, but through action, through philosophy, through structure. There's no tolerance for mediocrity. Everything about this production screams football. It's physical, it's emotional, it's intense. One of the standout moments comes when you see the front office dynamic on full display. Last year, there was this overarching sense that Elliot Wolf was running the entire show, pulling all the strings. But in Forged in Foxboro, what you see is a clear transition. Now it feels like the decisions are coming from the sideline, from Vrabel and Ryan Cowden, who joined from Tennessee. They're immersed in everything: the combine, the senior bowl, the draft board discussions, free agency moves. Vrabel isn't just coaching, he's leading the football operation. And it's obvious that Wolf is playing a more collaborative role. He checks in. He asks, "Are we sure?" He's not the final voice. Vrabel is. And that's exactly how it should be. You want your head coach to be the tone setter, the architect. Not the dictator, but the person who has the pulse of the locker room and the vision of where the team needs to go. Watching the way they handled the draft room was eye-opening. Wolf respected Vrabel's voice. And Vrabel made it clear what kind of players he wanted: guys who love the game, who live for the grind, who play with intensity and purpose. The draft itself was one of the most fascinating parts of the episode. The way the Patriots navigated those decisions shows a clear shift from previous years. Gone is the era of questionable picks and oddball strategies. What we saw instead was a carefully controlled, regimented process. Will Campbell, Kyle Williams, Braden Swinson, Tavon Henderson, each pick felt deliberate, thought out, aligned with a bigger vision. And beyond just picking players, the episode gave us a behind-the-scenes look at the chemistry and connection forming immediately within the locker room. Campbell and Williams texting each other on their way to Foxboro, already acting like teammates. It's that kind of camaraderie that's been missing for a while in New England. Will Campbell in particular was one of the most compelling figures in the episode. From the moment they called him on draft day, you could hear the nerves, the excitement, the humility. And Vrabel, being Vrabel, broke the ice perfectly. He joked about how Campbell had knocked him down during a workout, saying, "That would be the last time it happened." Campbell's response, "I'm going to make you do it in practice too. I was trying to seal the deal." That's the kind of energy and mutual respect that builds a foundation. And make no mistake, Campbell isn't just some developmental pick. The coaching staff sees him as the starting left tackle. Now, there's no question, no speculation. You saw the draft room whiteboard. His name was at the top. The chemistry between him and Vrabel is already evident. The confidence in that decision, unshakable. What really separates Forged in Foxboro from typical documentaries is how deep it goes into the strategy, the front office conversations, the near trades that didn't happen. There's a moment where the Patriots nearly traded pick 38 to the Bears, who were offering pick 39 and a future 7th rounder. They thought about it, they debated it, but they stood firm and took Tavon Henderson. Minutes later, another deal popped up. Reportedly with the Texans, though other reports suggested it might have been the Raiders. This time, the offer was much bigger. Pick 58, 79, and a 2026 third rounder, all for pick 38. And again, they said no. That tells you something. It tells you how highly they valued Henderson. It tells you this new regime isn't chasing volume, they're chasing fit. The choices they made weren't about stacking picks or playing it safe. They were about getting the right guys. Guys who align with the culture Vrabel is trying to reestablish. Guys who want to be part of something bigger. That's the Patriot way. That's what built the dynasty. And now we're watching the blueprint unfold in real time. The entire production is polished, yes, but also deeply intentional. Every shot, every word, every locker room scene, it's all reinforcing one thing. This is a team on the rise, a team that's reconnecting with its core identity. And whether it's propaganda or not, for Patriots fans, it's exactly what they've been waiting to see. It's hope. It's fire. It's the start of something new that feels eerily familiar. And if the next episodes carry the same weight, same energy, same focus, then buckle up. Because New England might just be on the verge of another unforgettable run as Forged in Foxboro transitions from the draft room and introductory moments into the heart of rookie integration and off-season development. The tone shifts slightly, but the intensity doesn't. This isn't a feel-good behind-the-scenes feature. It's a mission statement in visual form. And what becomes evident quickly is that the story being told here is not just about players or picks. It's about identity. It's about what the New England Patriots want to be again and how they plan to claw their way back. Not with hype or hollow slogans, but with grit, structure, and a relentless expectation of excellence. The footage of rookie minicamp is stark and sobering. There are no grand speeches, no cinematic montages, just football. Helmets, cleats, drills, mistakes. You can feel the learning curve. For guys like Will Campbell and Tavon Henderson, this is the first real taste of what Vrabel and the new staff are demanding. And it's not pretty. Campbell is seen struggling with footwork on day one. And instead of yelling or coddling, the offensive line coach pulls him aside and simply says, "You've got a job to do. Learn fast or get out of the way." There's no room for slow. Starts here. Not anymore. Watching these rookies fight to keep up, to absorb, to adapt. It's one of the most honest portrayals of NFL culture you'll see. Henderson, who had been heralded internally as a foundational piece, misses a read during a coverage drill. The defense coach calls him out instantly, not harshly, but with clarity. "You're not in college anymore. We expect pro-level decisions. Start making them." There's a tension in the air that you don't usually get from sanitized team content, and that's what makes this episode resonate. It doesn't sugarcoat anything. It shows the pressure, the speed, the stakes. Then there's the emergence of some unexpected voices. Braden Swinson, a late-round pick many had written off as a depth project, suddenly pops. Not because he's dominating the drills, but because of his motor, his energy, and most of all, his voice. He's chirping in drills, He's hyping up teammates. He's asking questions between reps. It becomes clear very quickly that the coaches are noticing. There's a shot of the linebackers coach nodding after Swinson shouts encouragement to a struggling rookie, followed by a comment in the coaches' meeting later that day. That kid doesn't shut up, but he cares. We need that. What also sets this episode apart is how deeply it dives into the coaching dynamic. There's a clear cohesion among the staff, something that was obviously missing in previous years. You see Vrabel, defensive coordinator DeMarcus, Covington, and offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt in a planning session, not debating egos or wrestling over vision, but speaking the same language. There's alignment, there's mutual respect. Vrabel challenges them, asks tough questions, presses for clarity, but he listens. He values their input. And that balance between leadership and collaboration is already bleeding into the team itself. Veteran presence becomes a subtle but vital theme midway through the episode. You get a glimpse of Jabril Peppers and David Andrews in the weight room, quietly watching the rookies work out. No lectures, no flexing seniority, just presence. And that's what's been missing. Leadership without arrogance. When Andrews finally speaks up in a team meeting, it's to remind the younger guys that being a Patriot isn't about being perfect. It's about being accountable. That line hangs in the air. It's the ethos of this reboot, not perfection. Accountability. Because from that, everything else flows. There's a particularly powerful sequence that follows a brutal practice in the rain. Cameras catch players slipping, missing assignments, looking gassed. It would have been easy to cut the footage, to polish it up, but they leave it all in. And then they show Vrabel standing, soaked, arms crossed, just watching, not screaming, not panicking, just observing. You can almost hear what he's thinking. Who's going to break? Who's going to respond? Later, in a quiet moment in his office, he tells a staffer, "This is where we find out who really wants to be here." The episode doesn't skip over the mistakes either. It shows rookie DBs biting on fakes, young wideouts dropping easy passes, offensive linemen missing assignments. But more importantly, it shows the response. The position coaches never sugarcoat it. One scene in particular, with the WR coach sitting down with film and walking a player through his dropped pass, frame by frame, with no raised voice, just unrelenting detail, shows the standard. Every step, every cut, every eye movement, everything is under the microscope. And the expectation isn't just to improve, it's to evolve. By the end of this segment, you're left with a very clear understanding. This is a construction site. Everything's being rebuilt, from the language used in meetings, to the culture on the practice field, to the relationships between veterans and rookies. It's all deliberate. Nothing is being left to chance. And that's what makes this chapter of Forged in Foxboro so compelling. It's not a redemption arc, it's a reinvention arc. And reinvention is messy. Reinvention is exhausting. But if what we're watching is any indication, it's also necessary. This isn't about the return of a dynasty. Not yet. But it is about the return of belief, the return of structure, the return of values that once defined an entire region's identity through football. You can feel that undercurrent in every frame. And maybe the most encouraging sign of all, the players feel it too. They're not just being coached, they're being transformed, and they know it. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could become one of the most shocking moves of the NFL offseason, multiple sources claim that Trevor Lawrence was seen arriving at the New England Patriots headquarters earlier today, while no official statement has been released by either. The Patriots organization or Lawrence's camp, the sighting has ignited a flurry of speculation across the league and social media platforms. The star quarterback, widely regarded as the cornerstone of the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, had not been previously linked to trade rumors or contract negotiations outside of Florida. However, his unexpected presence in Foxboro has many insiders and fans wondering, could the Patriots be orchestrating a blockbuster deal to bring Lawrence to New England? The Patriots, following a series of underwhelming seasons since the departure, of Tom Brady have been openly searching for a long-term solution at quarterback. While recent draft picks and free agent signings have yet to fill the void left by the legendary QB, the addition of a talent like Lawrence would undoubtedly reshape the team's trajectory. Some league analysts suggest that this meeting could simply be a routine off-season visit, or even related to promotional or endorsement activities. Others, however, believe there may be more substance behind the scenes, with speculation about a potential trade or even a surprise free agency maneuver fueled by recent, albeit unconfirmed, reports of discord between Lawrence and Jaguars management. Trevor Lawrence, drafted first overall by Jacksonville in 2021, has shown flashes of brilliance, leading the team to a playoff berth and earning Pro Bowl consideration. Yet, if tensions behind closed doors have indeed escalated, the Patriots might be seizing a rare opportunity to acquire a generational quarterback talent. Adding fuel to the fire, a few reporters on site allegedly spotted Patriots executives greeting Lawrence upon his arrival. Still, without photographic evidence or official confirmation, this remains firmly in the realm of rumor. For now, the NFL world can only wait and speculate as the story develops. Is this the dawn of a new era for the Patriots, or merely a misunderstood off-season encounter? One thing is certain, the buzz surrounding Trevor Lawrence's mysterious visit to New England is only just beginning. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.